Portland's most respected and lowest priced office furniture dealer.
Office Furniture Direct.
Liquid Death. Oh, hey, everybody. Yep. Justin here for Podcast PDX. We are live from Dante's. We're in the corner booth at the Limbo Lounge. We were on the stage last week. They move us around all the time.
Sure.
It's okay. We deal with it, but hopefully you're watching live. If not, you can catch us on whenever you like. You can listen on demand, watch on demand, however you want to call it. You can go to Talkcast PDX, and then also you can follow us on Facebook at Talkcast PDX and on Instagram as well. And then Downtown PDX Live also. So thank you for tuning in to DPX Live. I'm Justin McDonald, and we have a great guest today. We have a different guest every week, and today we'll make sure I get your name right because sometimes they throw it at me,
right
at the last minute, but it's Michael
Damron. Yep.
Okay, so just Michael Damron, or do you like?
I always use the Dean. Thank you, brother. I always use the Dean because I'm a hillbilly. Songwriters got to do three names.
You got to have two first names, right?
Yeah, you got to.
It's the way it works.
3 ex-wives and 2 first names.
Well, every week, like I said, we have a different guest, and we sit and chat about what you got going on. And you're a musician, right?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. I like to say I'm more of a songwriter,
Okay. So you like to perform your own songs?
Write my own songs and play my own songs. Been 35, 40 years doing it. Since I was a teenager, high school.
So I was going to ask you, what was your influence? What got you started into like the songwriting side of things? I always find that kind of interesting because a lot of people want to play the guitar. A lot of people want to pick up an instrument and be cool and get chicks and everything. But when it comes to like getting down to it, writing songs, that's heavy duty.
It's well, I started out in as a kid, high school, playing in bands and being I was a drummer, and I guess it started out for chicks or whatever when you're 14 and 15. But
money for nothing, the chicks for free.
Nothing. No, there was no free. Nothing was free. But I moved to LA when I got out of the army, and started doing that thing. I was always driven to be somebody, be something more. And the only thing I really knew how to do was play guitar, and.
Did you like hit the street and throw your guitar?
I got off the bus. I got off the bus like Axl Rose, piece of straw in between my teeth. Didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground, and I started getting to know people and stuff. And so I got a job. Eventually, I got a job at the Whiskey A Go Go as a lighting designer. I taught myself how to do lighting. And
when was that? What year was that?
It was 87 until after the riots. I left after the riots. I'd had enough of L.A. It wore me out. The bullshit.
It can wear you out.
Yeah, the constant bullshit.
Unless you live in a glass tower somewhere, it's hard to take L.A., I think.
It was rough. But it was
like Portland, I think, too. Yeah.
Well, the first year in L.A. was great. It was all palm trees and beautiful women and all that shit. But the reality of it was, and I had a great job, and I was in a great band, and we were very successful. But I think it was 91. We went to Austin to play South by Southwest, like one of the early years of it, before it got really popular.
Commercialized and
and it being the big deal that it is.
Yeah.
And I kind of fell in love with Texas. So we, after the riots, I'm like, I have enough of this shit. And so we went to Texas, or I went to Texas. My brother lived in Dallas, but I was on my way to Austin, because
Texas is nice, though.
Well,
I do like Texas. I mean, I've been to Austin and Dallas. There's a few places I'd like to go see.
Yeah,
like San Antonio.
got to see the Alamo.
Yeah, I got to see the Alamo.
Where
things
Ozzy
like that.
pissed on the Alamo.
So you made your way to Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
If you need a sip, go right ahead.
Oh yeah. Sure.
But you made your way to Texas. You got there. The band come with you?
No.
Just solo?
I left. I just left. I left everything. I dropped everything.
Now, the band you were playing with, what kind of music was
It
it?
was very much Black Crowes kind of thing.
Okay, so like Rocky Blues.
Roots rock.
Roots rock, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Stones, Black Crowes kind of stuff.
Energy.
Yeah, and I was just a bass player. I'd been a bass player for a long time, and so I get to Dallas, and I get a job at a place called Poor David's Pub. Now, Poor David's Pub is renowned in songwriter circles, like Great Towns Van Zandt plays there, Steve Earle before he went to prison.
Wow.
Robert Earl Keen, I love it. Dixie Chicks before Natalie Maines joined. They used to play there a lot. And so I started seeing all these bands, and mostly I was into Aerosmith, then Lizzie, and rock of the 70s. That was the shit I liked. But getting to see these songwriters and what they could do with just a guitar, just acoustic instruments, and sit down and paint these pictures that would just knock you on your ass,
And the thing is like I said it in the radio. I was in the radio business for a long time, and I always used to say, look, you could program the best radio station ever known to man, and if you got no listeners, nobody cares.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sure there's millions of hit songs on the floor somewhere,
Yeah.
just hundreds of them, great songs that have just never seen the light of day.
Yeah.
You just wonder, how many are out there.
Well, the machine, unless you get involved with the machine,
yeah,
radio being part of it, you don't really, a lot of good songwriters, a lot of great musicians going unnoticed, and even if you go out and hustle, you still, kind of toil in obscurity. Mm-hmm. And I kind of get off on that. I mean, I seen Townes Van Zandt play in front of 20 people. He might have been the greatest songwriter that ever lived. And,
that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen a lot of guys like that were just brilliant.
I had a couple of small, intimate music sessions, about 25, 30 people with Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Exactly.
These guys, songwriters, right? Really great songwriters.
I think they are.
Go through their catalog, greatest selling pop duo of all time.
Yeah.
And go through their catalog, part of their catalog, and there's only like 30 people in the room, and it's acoustic.
Yeah.
And they're just fucking killing it.
It means more.
I love that. So it sounds like to me your passion, of course, is the songwriting and getting that, you're pushing that whatever feeling you have out there. Do you ever find it hard to put something down on paper? Like, man, maybe that's just too emotional for me.
Oh no, to be good at this, you have to be completely and utterly vulnerable, and you have to put your shit out there for everybody to see, no matter how much it hurts. No matter, because if you can't write that kind of song that evokes emotions, and you can't feel that every night, it's fairly wortherless.
I'd be like Michael Jackson, write a sad song in the middle of it, just start crying, and I can't finish it. That's the hard part for me.
I mean, I
really love great songwriting, but like even I get emotional just singing along.
I'll tell you what, I was driving here today, and Rodney James Dio is one of my favorite,
Dio
of all time, and then it just. How he says phonetically says certain words, it evokes an emotion, and nobody think about it. I was about ready to start crying on the, listening to Rainbow in the Dark on the way over,
There you go. Well, on you make it to Texas. You're in Austin. You're working.
Well, I was in Dallas. This is in Dallas.
Okay, this is in Dallas. Okay, you were trying to make your way to Austin, right?
Once I got to Dallas, I kind of started figuring things out, and it's just 3 hours away. So I'd play, we'd play in Austin, and eventually I joined a band when I got down there. Before the songwriting thing started, I was still looking for another, something to do and to play. So I auditioned for this band that was signed to Mercury Records. It was a major label band, and we ended up doing shows with Oasis in their heyday and touring with all the one-hit wonders.
Say what band?
There's a band called Tablet. We were just a Texas-centric band, but we that's why I started getting my taste of success. And so once that happened, like once you cross that line, you can't really go back and become a hobbyist again.
Yeah.
You have to push and push and push.
You're a pro.
I felt like it anyway. I'd worked years and years and years to get somewhere. and I finally felt like I was getting there. And then after a couple of years, that had run its course and fell apart. And then I started writing a song. I'm like, I want to do this myself. So that's about, once that fell apart, me and my wife moved out here.
Gotcha.
And that's when I started writing songs. And this was in 97.
So you've been here for a while. I was going to ask you, when did you move to Portland, and why did you pick Portland?
Well, I picked it on the fluke. This kid I went to high school with needed a bass player. And once that thing broke up, he had a national tour coming up. And I was like, fuck it, let's go. And she wanted to get out of Texas. My wife did, she couldn't.
What band was that?
It was just this songwriter guy. Okay. Nobody would know him. Okay. He's a great dude, but I just kind of, all right, I'll go see what he's got, what's going on out there. I was basically throwing a dart at a map. And it was great. It was once we got into Oregon, and I'd never been to Oregon before. It was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, have you never been to Oregon before?
It blows your mind.
You're driving from somewhere in the South or the East Coast or anything. When you get into Oregon, it's
a different world.
It'll blow your mind. Yeah. I mean, I love California, Northern California, and California's scenery as well.
Absolutely.
I like desert. I like, you get a little bit of everything in California, which is nice. And Northern California is awesome. But something about that Southern Oregon coast, every time I see like the dunes forest, it blows my mind. These trees coming out of the sand. You're like, what the hell? This is like one of the most unique things I've ever seen. And there's the ocean.
Yeah.
You're like, so Oregon definitely will blow people's minds.
Oh my God. I felt kindred as soon as we got in. And then we get into the city and the bridges are all lit up. And, and then when I got here, all I wanted to do was just get a pulse, see what was going on. And I hung out at Satyricon all the time and Bar of Gods and, just these. And I was like, man, I'm going to own this fucking town. Like Laurel Thirst. Like I first started playing at Laurel Thirst, kind of where the songwriters hung out. And I just wanted to immerse myself in this place and become a part of it.
When you got here and you started, did you find it easy to get gigs and stuff?
It was a little standoffish. I kind of had to prove myself, but after about a year,
they're like, "Who's this cowboy?"
Well, just people protect their thing, and I had to earn my place.
Yeah. What was the first place that you played a gig here in town?
Oh, I think it was at Laurel Thirst. Used to play open mics, and then Ash Street. They used to have a real nice open mic on, and then once I got my band together, I Can Lick Any Son of a Bitch in the House. We started really making a push. We started touring nationally, and then we worked it here big time.
Well, you played at Dante's a lot, right?
Been playing here for 18 years, maybe.
Well, and you're playing tonight.
Yeah, I'm playing tonight. That stage is like my home, or this place.
If you're watching after the fact, folks, you missed a good show, by the way.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's tonight.
It's all right, man. There'll be another one.
Yeah, tonight at 8. Show starts at 9. People can come down. Tickets are only $10. Who else is with you tonight?
Freddie Trujillo, who's a great bassist. He plays for the DeLines. He also was a bassist in Richmond Fontaine. He played with Fernando. He's just a great musician all around and a great songwriter.
Yeah, I've seen his name around.
Yeah, he's a monster. Sure. He's a monster. And Chairman, who's a singer for a band called Nasal Rod, who's the drummer for Fear Spit Sticks, is the drummer for Nasal Rod. And they're an amazing band. And Chair's an amazing songwriter as well. And then Hopeless Jack. Hopeless Jack is a blues guy.
Yeah, we've had Hopeless Jack on the show.
Yeah,
yeah, we've had him on before, and awesome.
Yeah, Jack's great. He's
good stuff there. So that's tonight, folks. If you want to check that show out tonight, if you want to make it down here to Dante's here in Portland, then tomorrow, Clad Undergrad with Amicus. I don't know how to. I think I said that right. That's tomorrow night. And that's another nice little $10 show if you want to get out of the house. And then coming up on Friday, the Pack AD with C Night and the Weaklings. Those tickets are $15. Doors open at 8. And then also on Saturday, Tall, Dark, Whimsy, and Full Stop.
Yep.
I kind of like that.
Yep. I'll be working all those shows.
It's good shows.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's a lot of great shows. Last night was a bunch of death metal. You get all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, it's Cookie Monster.
I love that though.
Nobody took a shower. Stunk like hell.
Yeah, flying Norwegian flags.
Oh yeah, the makeup. Like I was sitting down in the basement talking to these big old fellas with this weird makeup on. I don't know nothing about it, but We were just talking about shit, and they just got that weird makeup on.
We had we're live, so we get comments too when we're live, and we had a comment from, let's see, this is from HP Burrito.
Okay.
It said, "Oh man, I'm in a different state, so I'll still miss the show tonight." But
it's all right, man.
So
catch a plane. You'll be here anytime. You'll be here quick.
Yeah, it's nice when they leave comments and stuff.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sure.
Feel free to leave comments if you want, folks, from any platform that you're watching from. So, Michael, you're going to do the show tonight. What else do you got in the hopper for like coming up, in the next couple weeks or months or year?
No,
do you have anything like planned, like a little mini tour or anything like that?
Yeah, sure.
Like
I'm used to touring a bunch. COVID shut that all down.
Yeah.
But
I asked just about everybody how COVID affects them. I'm just figured like we've been beating that with a dead horse. And,
sure. But it was fairly traumatic,
Oh yeah.
And the further in I got to it, I didn't realize it, but I was pretty damn traumatized, like most of us were.
Yeah, it made me depressed. I was a reporter at the time. I had to do death reports, things like that. That doesn't cheer a person up.
No doubt.
It's not. It doesn't make you happy, and makes you not want to work wherever you're working.
Well, I was still trying to write, and I wrote an album, and I got shit done, but it's just something's weird. And then I've had it twice as well. So who knows what that long thing is, that long COVID shit is.
Did you get it? Did you catch it? Have you been immunized at all?
Oh yeah, man, I got shots.
And did you get it afterwards? After all that, or did you get it before?
I got it after, and I got it before.
Yeah, so that's
I had it both. So it's but I would like to think that maybe it kept me from, because I'm old. I got diabetes and
maybe
shit.
it helped. Maybe those shots helped you from not getting it as bad.
Maybe.
I know people like that. I know somebody who had it before and it was really bad. And then they got better, and then they got, just like you, got the shots and everything. They got it again, and they were okay.
It was better the second time.
Yeah, it wasn't the same experience.
Oh, and then I've had people, like I worked as a bouncer in a couple places, and I've had people want to fight over those fucking masks, because they wouldn't adhere to, and whatever. That's fine. I don't give a fuck if you don't want to get a shot or whatever. It's your body. You can do whatever you want. Mask, but don't just. It's a piece of fucking shit over your face. Yeah. And you're probably ugly any fucking way. So just wear the mask, I'm ugly. I love wearing the damn thing. It doesn't bother me.
I mean, I can still carry one with me when I feel like I'm going to go into a really crowded place.
It's just respectful.
I kind of put it on because I don't know what some poor slob is, slobbing all over things and sneezing. And
I'm sneezing too. I don't want to sneeze on somebody.
Yeah, exactly. It's just I never looked at it as a medical emergency thing to do. I looked at it as a courtesy.
It got politicized.
You're absolutely.
It got politicized through medias. I'm not going to mention whatever media the fuck you.
All of them.
All of them
did it. Even the ones that say they didn't, they do it.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes. I mean, I was there.
Yeah, it's money.
I was part of the media, unfortunately, at that time. So I know how sensationalized it was.
Oh yeah, got to sell that soap. You got to make that money.
Sell the soap. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. You got these little tours. Now, do you play with the same cats all the time?
No, I had one bass player, a friend of mine. He's been with me for like 15 years, but he tours with a band called Eels, and they're prolific. They're
the Eels.
Yeah, they're in. He's going to Europe pretty soon.
I think I've heard of them.
I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah.
It's
wow.
Yeah, you can just a lot of in this. Yeah,
that's cool though.
Great
that you get to play with them.
You get to play with him. I get to play with a lot of great people. But most of the time when I go out on the road, the only way I can make any money is going by myself.
Yeah.
It's no overhead. I just take my guitar. Yeah. And there's certain markets I do really well in, so I hit those markets. And
they usually put you up and feed you sometimes.
Sometimes, but I like hotels. I'm too old to be put up and shit. And,
do you have you ever traveled like through Canada? And, up north to Alaska, places like that.
No, not Alaska. I was up in Alaska when I was in the Army.
Oh yeah, where at?
Fort Wainwright.
Okay, yeah, I grew up in Fox, Alaska.
Oh no shit, my uncle taught in Juneau.
Oh yeah,
at the university.
I lived in Juneau for about 7 years too. So.
Yeah, I bet it's real isolated, right?
Yeah, I left Seattle. I left the scene in '95. Okay. So I was a writer, reporter, radio guy, and record store dude, and did that for like 5 years. And I took like 5 months off. And now it's an interview about me all of a sudden. I took some time. I took some time off. I wanted to become a chef.
Okay.
So I wanted to get out of the radio business. I mean, I felt food forever. You know, this business is kind of up and down. I love it really a lot, but I'm going to go food, you know.
Right.
I did that for about a few months, and I got another radio job out of nowhere, and
Right.
was like right back at it. And I realized I
It's in
really
your
loved
blood.
it. Yeah, I
It's in your
really
blood,
loved it,
man.
and I really loved it. And so I did that right up. It was the day that Kurt Cobain killed himself.
Right.
Was the day I went back on the air, and it was like, oh Jesus, you know. At 6 a.m. in the morning, I'm back on the air, and this is going on right now. I just got the report. This is back when, you know, everything was – there was no internet, really. I mean, this was all AP wires, and I'm getting information from 1,000 different sources. And after that, I decided, you know what, I'm going to leave.
Right.
The scene is dead here. I'm done writing about it. I'm done with everything. And so I moved to Alaska. Took a radio job, Northern Exposure style.
Sure.
Went and head out.
I love that show.
Went and head out for like 20 years.
Right. And
But
so you were up there 20 years?
Yeah, I was up there for over half of my life. I'm 50, so I lived in Alaska over half of my life.
Right.
And it's just a special place.
Oh, I agree.
And it's one of those places, you know, you've been to Fairbanks, you know, Fairbanks sucks. It's flat. It's cold in the summer. Man, it's hot. There's no cover. You can't escape the heat, the bugs. It's terrible.
Right.
It's got this weird mystique about it.
Right.
I just don't get it.
Well, I was there during the winter, and it was 30 below, you know, and we'd walk outside and your boogers would freeze to your face. Man. Yeah, but I can see the magic of it. It's kind of too big for me. I'm not that much of a rugged individualist to deal with that shit. You know.
How long were you in the Army?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, I got out in '84, so I got out a long time ago. But I loved it. I was recollecting it the other day, and I was like, I kind of wish I'd have stayed in. You know, I grew up in the Army. I was 17 when I went in.
Yeah,
you know?
My wife's family, you know, a lot of military. Her dad retired. I know a lot of people who went in the military right out of high school and just now retired. You know.
Got a nice pension.
Here I am running around in show business, not wondering if I'm gonna have a job the next day. And these guys are all solid.
Yeah, you might have got your ass shot off too, and you know, you never know.
Because you know, I graduated high school in like 1990.
Okay.
So all the cats I know that went to the Gulf straight out of high school, they went in the Army like, yeah, we got.
It's real
shit.
Yeah, forget about that education.
There's real blood. There's real bullets, and there's real death going on here. And some of them freaked out a little bit about it. You know.
Yeah,
but you know, it's interesting to like someone like yourself. It has these experiences. You traveled a little bit. You've done things. You've seen some shit. You know, and I think that's what makes the best songwriters. It's just, you know, you could have a conversation with a little old lady at a truck stop somewhere in the middle of Oklahoma.
Sure.
Become a hit song.
You pull something beautiful out of it.
Yeah, get a hit song out of it, or some kind of knowledge that you put into something later. I like to hear songwriter stories.
Sure.
So, that's one of my things I dig.
Same here. It's the best part of the whole damn night, you know, hearing somebody talking about, you know, what they're talking about, you know, explaining it or just giving their take on it, you know.
Do you have any insight onto your set list tonight?
No, I don't think about that. Just whatever I'm feeling. I've written about 300 songs. I mean, I don't know. So
you just get up there and I was going to ask you how you prepare. So when you get up on stage, instead of having like a prepared set list and stuff, you just
start talking and pretend like I'm in my living room and talk to folks and
sitting around a campfire, having
a good time, just being real.
I love
you know.
That. I envy you for being able to do that. I know a lot of guys that can't do that.
I see a lot of guys that can't. I watch bands that have no idea what they're doing, or even songwriters. But I try to surround myself with guys that know what they're doing. Like, I don't want to be the best guy on the bill. I want to be the guy that's got to struggle to keep up with the guy that's going on next to me. You know what I mean?
That's okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess, it's kind of like the opening act.
I've been the opening act for a lot of great songwriters.
When you're writing a song, some people say you got to be sad to write a sad song. You got to be happy to write a happy song. Do you find that, or is it just flow?
I gotta feel something. I gotta feel something. Or because if it doesn't move me, I can't sell it. I can't project that to other. I can't, you know. People. I gotta feel something, and if I don't, it's worthless. And I know when it's crap pretty much right away. You know, and just get rid of it or rewrite or You know,
just keep that little idea in your head somewhere.
Oh, just, yeah, till
maybe it'll
something-
come into something else.
yeah, and it does, you know, things come and go, and yeah, man, during the pandemic, I had a lot of God about thoughts and a lot of good songs come out of it. So
yeah, go ahead.
oh, so I'm saying is, you know, I don't know where anything's going anymore. You know, I used to have this dream and I chased it and chased it and chased it, and now the only thing that matters is doing good work. You know.
Mm-hmm. Now, is there a song that's your go-to? Like if you just want to get jamming, you have a song that you wrote that you just jump right into?
Well, there's some that I play a lot, and then there's some like I'll go back in my catalog and oh shit, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. And,
that's cool though.
And I'm like, you know, it's kind of like I can imagine. I'm not even being bold to say anything about Prince, but Prince must have had a problem like that. Like,
there's some serious songwriters out there that I don't know how they would have kept track of all the songs that they've written. So, so you're performing tonight.
Yeah.
You got any gigs planned in the next month or so after this?
No, not well. I'll play here every Wednesday.
Okay.
But I don't really promote it. I'll just get up on this little stage and, you know, because I got nothing to do. It's kind of my rehearsal time, you know. And but drunks will stumble in, and I just like to think of myself as a saloon singer, you know.
Well, it is
like,
Portland, right?
Like an old timey kind of.
It's like the Wild West a little bit out there.
A little bit.
Well,
not a little bit. Right outside that door is the Wild West.
Yeah, we're missing the horses and the carriages and that kind of troughs there.
We got the myth and the fucking.
You got all the other issues out there.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. How can people find you, Michael, if they want to look you up and take a listen?
Just Google my name. There's a million things on the internet about me. So
Good, I hope.
Just Google my name. Some of it sucks, I guess, you know. I don't know. I don't think about it too much. I used to worry about press and shit all the time. We used to get a lot of it, but I stopped caring about that kind of shit.
Well, they'll just have to look out for you then.
Yeah, just put my name in there.
Michael Dean Damron.
Yeah.
And so that's Damron, right?
Yes, sir.
So people want to find him, you can look him up. And then, of course, you play at Dante's on Wednesdays.
Yeah, just come on down Wednesday if you want to see something. Like I play from 9 to midnight.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, if people want to find out what's happening at Dante's, just go to Dante's Live. I believe that's the website. Dante'sLive.com. I always get it wrong. Silly me. So Dante'sLive.com. You check that out. And that's going to do it for us tonight for DTPDX Live. Of course, I want to thank Michael again, man. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it, man.
Nice chatting with you. I hope we get to chat some more later down the road.
Yeah,
have you on again. And I'd like to get an update, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a little singing, songwriting on the show one time. That's what I'd really like to get us.
Anytime. I almost brought my guitar up. It's down I keep it in the basement.
Next time we're gonna have you come up and do something.
You bet, man. You bet.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching DTPDX Live. Of course, if you're watching live, thank you. If you're watching later, thank you. Remember that it's Wednesdays at 5 p.m. on Talkcast PDX or wherever you want to check it out on Facebook Live, on Twitter, on YouTube. We're all over the place. So just go check that out, and we'll see you next time. And just keep on keeping on. Again, Michael, thank you again.
Thank you, brother.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Until next time, thank you.